Good morning. And a Happy New Year for those I didn't see. Welcome to Satsang. What makes one say, I am, is timeless. If I say I'm well, I'm not well, that is time. It's in time. I'm happy, I'm not happy. I'm free, I'm not free. All that is in time. But just I am has no time, in no space. It cannot be located. That's why it is said it's everywhere and it is nowhere. It cannot be located. It's not owned by anybody. It's just is. That's what one searches and comes to Satsang for that. But it will never be a discovery or an accomplishment of that search. It's just you are it. And the mind may take time in his attempts, in his nature to always run somewhere, to keep quiet about that. So that's the menu of today. It's like this little anecdote I'm not a storyteller, so I always say the same, but it was quite time ago. Somebody was telling Master Papaji, but Ramana, it's surprising he didn't want to travel to tell the good news. And Papaji said, he was lying on his bed, and Papaji replied, "Are you standing that you see him sitting?" You see, it's just to show that we are really hypnotized by appearances. And finally, this hypnotism keeps us in the platform of the body and the mind. We start everything with senses, with ideas, with emotions, which is totally natural if we speak only about what appears. But satsang indicates again and again, and that's what you come, what is not subject to changes. So it cannot concern the appearances. So even in this world of personal life, nothing changes much if you have seen who you are or not. Nothing changes much Yet there is a tremendous change, which is the disappearance, the vanishing of the anxiety of human being to die. The body dies, sure. The mind, the body. But if you have seen who you are, this death happens only in the shapes, in the apparent world. Yeah. Could you take
I have had some some very strong experiences of fear sometimes in my life, and where I try to understand the fear, and well, if I speak of my last experience of that, it was just that the fear is it's just like an existential fear. Like I cannot put any reason to it. And then it's like it's a fear of death, but also a fear of existence at the same time. So as if it's the same.
It's linked, isn't it? If there is no existence, we will not speak of birth or death.
Yeah. And I just wonder why, or because I've also had experiences where of the opposite of bliss, where I'm like, oh, I can never be afraid of anything ever again.
Yes.
And I mean, I know this is an experience, and I comes and goes. But it's so strange if I have had the experience of bliss where I feel like, oh, now I don't fear death or existence or anything anymore. And then when the fear comes,
but
then it's the opposite.
The fear comes in the mind.
Yeah.
When you are blissful, you are not in your mind.
No. Yeah, okay.
So, but be clear about that, because when this existential fear appears, then you know that it is the person, this body mind, which is right, he will die. That is sure. But it is attached to that. It is not, it vanishes if you don't hook at your mind. So if you know that, maybe you will have a bad moment, but it will pass. It was a thought.
And you mean then that the bliss is not the same, attached to the body or to the...
If it has no reason, if it is without object, I would say it's like a direct expression of not catching the mind. Yeah.
And why do you think that that existential fear arises? Like what? Why?
Why? Because this body is like that.
Yeah.
This body knows pain and pleasure, fear and peace also, and so on. This is the existence of this personal life. Huh? But that's why there was a search. There must be something else that only those changes all the time, and which brings the fear of who am I, in fact, or what's what. And in Satsang it is pointed out that don't fear, my dear child. Your body may fear. Who you are is not in time. So that's what I said often, don't shake, don't doubt the fact you saw, that who you are. It's there. And if anything says the opposite, it belongs to the mind and it is attached to this individual. Yeah. And to have this strong, unshakable fact in you, here it comes, be vigilant. Always give some time, just even a split second, some time to what you are in a naked way. In a what? Naked way, not naked with the mind. Yeah. It's very important. Yeah.
It's just so strange that the existence is afraid of itself. Like, it's so strange.
Because it thinks it's real.
Yeah.
But the only fact to want or to have hope that there is a permanency or an eternity means that it is not a thought which is generated by all these changes. Something there which wakes you up. Oh, you are not only this. And this dies, sure. And that fear makes you search finally. Maybe there is something else also. That strange fear. Enfin, that fear, yeah. But it's not like an object of faith. You have to believe that you are eternal and all. In Satsang, it is just to tell, look, you can realize it by yourself. Whenever you sense or you say I am, don't be hypnotized by the quality, just for a moment, so that it's your own authority will say I am, and that cannot be put in time.
And maybe I know it sounds maybe a bit stupid, but it's just, I just say it anyway.
Sure.
It's just that some experiences are just so strong that it seems
They should not be there if you are free.
no, it's too or it's too overwhelming that. No, it doesn't make sense what I'm saying.
You see yourself laugh now. Yeah, in that way I say, the world of appearance may not change much.
No,
Intensity will be there, because you have this spiritual idea, I will be more detached, it will be more smooth, nothing very challenging, because I'm the witness and all. This is the spiritual world, but it will also die with you, I tell you. So there's no need to catch those concepts.
Yes, there are some things that I feel, wow, I can actually detach from this and that and this and that. But then there are limits, like the physical pain and fear.
Sure.
That's just, where it doesn't work. So, fuck it.
At least put it where it is. In this world of appearance, where it was not there before, it appears and it goes, you cannot expect to have a sign of who you are. It's who you are in limited forms, okay. But you cannot expect to have this experience of permanency and eternity. It's there. You have just to. You are free to quit for a moment.
Thank you.
It's one thing to search who you are, and you are still searching. It's another thing that you know who you are, and yet you still, time to time, you give power to your mind. What the mind suggests is or the body. And that's why one has to be vigilant. It means not vigilant as somebody. It is just to be. And that will remove the idea that I lose myself when I'm to engage in the mind. So, again I come with karmas. You see, in Satsang, it would be a mistake to speak of karma, because we are here to just be as we always are, but in a, let's say, without the mind. So nothing ever happens here. But like the book, nothing ever happens. Once you open the book and read the stories, and eventually in those stories, they speak about who you are. Like now in Satsang, we are in the book now. But we speak about what contains all those happenings. So I think the wise thing, when possible, is when the life shows you or engage you so much, don't make a philosophy of your life. Just happenings. They are happenings. Don't even speak of karma. Otherwise, you really put yourself in time again. And where are you then? In the vicious circle of appearances. So, I think we have to be freed to depend on philosophy, even for our life. It happens. Next moment, something else happens. Otherwise, you give too much power to the mind. And I think that's what the Zen wanted to express. When they say, oh, now I just fetch the wood and make fire. It happens. Things happen. They don't make a philosophy out of it.
I just would like to clarify the word what you when you mean vigilance. So for me, it's a tremendous effort. It's a total life work. It means in every single moment I have to choose. It means, and that is what I can do. And then there are some beautiful moments, experience what just happens by itself. But as me, it's my life work. So in every single moment, I decide between apparent reality and that.
You don't need. Why you do that? Once you see that your life of you as a body mind and as your personal life is an expression of who you are, it's of no what would be the word? It is of no relevance, I would say, to be somebody all the time aware of what he is. It doesn't make sense, because it's not you in the life which you will be the constant witness every moment of who you are while being beaten, while being this and engaged in relationships and all that. That's what I tried to say since 26 years on the 4th of January, that don't apply what I say in your life. I don't ask you to be the witness. I don't ask you to be the free being walking on this planet, giving the sign and the good news and the message that you are enlightened. Nobody's enlightened. Nobody. But listen, don't take it for granted that you understand. Nobody is enlightened. So, it will not be in this apparent world. You may have experiences, tremendous experiences, even an experience of enlightenment which was not there before, which dawns on you to see, I always have been myself. That has been the sight of it. And then it closes as an experience which may change your life, but you will never live again what you saw. What you saw is once for all your knowledge, your fact of life. Now the vigilance I speak about, because this mind is the power of that itself in expression. So don't miss my English today. Don't take it for nothing. So vigilant means give the one who is in this life the freedom to quit. Just be. Once in a while is enough. You will never be somebody aware. Maybe I'm not very clear, so you have to ask, because it's one of the most cherished and believed concept that one carries. And we have a very good example of what we made of Ramana Maharishi is a legendary enlightened man walking on this planet because he looks like having all the qualities of it. He was just a saint on top. But he never said we have to be a saint to work for that. So, don't be deluded if your life is not like fitting what you saw of yourself. It's like this. And yet, having seen yourself, the difference you make, especially if you know how precious it is, so you will be vigilant here and there. You know how precious it is. That difference will go, will vanish. So there, not to make an effort all the time, it is an impossible task. That's why you ask, because it's an impossible task. You see it yourself. You fail here. So, when you are in life, busy. But you are not obliged. There is no obligation to be busy all the time. So may I ask you, do you still search for who you are? Just reply and then we see.
I really don't dare to answer. So as a person, for sure, but on the other, it's again a choice to reply now.
No, I don't give you the choice. Do you know yourself? Why should you have the choice? That is the trouble in your life. It depends. If your neighbor asks, do you know yourself? You'll say, yes, of course, I'm a woman, I am an artist, I'm this and that. Okay? You will not reply something else. If now someone who search or with a teacher, with a friend, and he wants really to speak on that subject, you will not hesitate. You will say, no, I'm myself. Of course I know who I am. My journey is over. Or not. But you see, you reply from different places. So what choice? To a small child, you will not say, I'm not your mother, I am myself. No, you will say, I am your mother. This is the trouble in spirituality. They make big mistake. Remain simple. From where it is asked, reply from that level. Unless somebody searches, then it's different. You say, not this, not that. Now, if you are already there, what is the trouble? You reply from where you are, or you reply from where you became? Depends on whom. Depends on the demand.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
So from here I'm not searching.
There was never a search. It was an hallucination, yeah. And you see, in life it can happen. There is this beautiful story of Krishna was with his dear student, disciple. They were walking in the forest and they find a place near a tree, near the river. And Krishna said, okay, let's have a rest, but please, you go and fetch me some water. So, the guy, I don't know, went, and it takes, there were this lota, this little pot. He was putting it in the water. He was not even yet taking water in it, that suddenly he saw a beautiful girl on the other side who was also taking some bath. And then his mind ran. His mind ran so much so that he got married to her, he got children and a house and all, and then came a tsunami and removed and made everybody died, and then he was suffering like hell, and because of that suffering suddenly he wakes up, oh, what am I doing? He takes the water, goes back to Krishna, doesn't say a word. What does it mean, Krishna? Your natural waking up from your own self that you love so much and you know it's precious. So it can happen. It doesn't matter. What is important is that you can wake up. And for that you have to show the interest, the preciousness, how much you are lucky to have known who you are. And nothing happened. And if you want to tell story to others because it's fun, then many things happen. And Krishna, you see in the story, Krishna is somebody else, which is the embodiment of the self, and the student is, that's what the mind understands, not yet fully there, and so on. And no, it's not that. Krishna is yourself. Krishna is yourself. It was not to tell in the story, or the student is not yet enough serious, is not yet there. No. It is just to tell, to try to express all what can happen and not happen. Krishna in the stories is never somebody else. It's I am. And if you are accompanied by Krishna, means you are vigilant and still life happens. You're in good meditation. Yeah, I think so. You would not have spoken to me.
Yeah, I wanted.
Yeah, but it's not enough. You have to do it.
It's true. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Ah, hi. Yes, I was feeling to say it's been for a while. Don't know, someone's mind is very busy,
Yeah.
and especially in satsang or any form of satsang.
More in Satsang.
Yeah, and it's not like any suffering or emotions. Actually, the energy is quiet, but it's random thoughts.
It's running.
Thoughts, many thoughts, but
Ah,
not
yeah.
not about a worry or a problem, but many different things.
Mm.
And but if I look, who am I?
Mm.
I see it clearly. This space where the seeker is speaking, and the mind is there, and I don't have this question of finding.
Yeah.
There's clarity, but then it jumps. This busy mind is always there energetically, and as you can see, and
But
yeah,
is it a problem?
that's a question I have. It's an honest question that I ask myself: is it a problem?
Tell me. Is it a problem?
It's not a It's not a problem. No,
Then you have to honor what you say.
I have to honor what I say. Yes,
And why, may I ask, why is it not a problem?
because if I look who I am, I don't have a problem of seeing who is the real one.
Yeah, because whatever appears
Yes.
is unsubstantial. It is the expression of who
Yes.
you are.
The only problem will be like in that noise, the voice says there's a problem. Maybe
You should not listen.
I don't listen. No, I don't listen. Yeah.
You should not. That's what I say. Don't have a doubt.
Yes.
Don't. Once you know who you are, don't nourish any doubt which the mind may bring. Then I think your face will be a bit different.
Yes. So definitely not a deep meditative state, is it? But yeah. Yes.
You don't say yes to me, huh? You say yes to yourself, huh? You see, as long as this body-mind is alive, there is like an expression of a personal life. It's the way it is. The way it... Yeah. So, that has not to be transformed. But what is definitively a big enlightenment, let me say the word now, is that you know, oh, I am not only that. Even though sometimes I feel it so much, yeah, the body feels it so much, the emotions feels it, and the mind, but somewhere you have been definitively seen that what is untouched by his own creation.
I see that.
So don't doubt. Every life will appear differently for everybody. So you don't need to fit like an ideal you have of someone. Or no, every life is original.
I want to say I feel so liberated when you're sharing these things. Also, you just said about, not is not the point to be aware during the daily life, and what you I experience so much is freedom, liberation. It's not about what's happening here, and
Very good.
that's
So
freedom.
So honor that. Honor that. Yeah. He wants.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Maybe it's nonsense, but it's coming, so I'm going to express. Let's say I is the first thought, and then everything is with this I. And this is not affected by this. It's like before this. Then when you say I am, is timeless? It's a bit confusing for me.
I am, I said, what makes you say I am?
Okay.
Ah. I didn't say I am.
I didn't hear.
What makes you say I am?
Thank you. I didn't hear properly.
Now you do.
Hi, Ganga. So what I've seen is that this character plays out. It does something, it does nothing. Any other characters also doing the same, and what I've seen, it's absolutely not important what this expression is, because it comes from that place. So in the story of this character in the last few weeks, it's been having a lot of time to keep quiet. And it does keep quiet. And then the experience of this character is becoming more and more quiet. And it kind of translates this experience into the expression.
How long?
In the recent times, a bit longer in the waking state, not all the time.
It's a question of degrees.
I see that, but...
No, you believe in something. You start to believe in something.
Yeah, it becomes the part of the story that's believed in. And then I wake up from that story again. But the impulse is, again, it's very much enjoyable to keep quiet.
Of course,
And
nobody
it's just
said
becoming,
the contrary.
it's like, it's becoming part of the story more and more. And I see when I sit that again and again, it's also a story.
If you take the state of quietness, of course it is in the story. Now when one says keep quiet, it's an indication to say just be yourself, isn't it? Now, if circumstances give you more time and you are not engaged so much in this life, of course the life will look a bit quieter too. But you see, it's circumstantial. This quietness at any moment can change. And then if you take that the state of quietness is that, then you will be troubled, tremendously troubled, because suddenly it's no more quiet. Then what? You will again search. So don't take any state which is circumstantial for necessarily a better expression of what you are.
When I'm keeping quiet, I clearly see that. Still, I like to keep quiet in that way.
But of course, if it is given, one can like to keep quiet, sure, of course.
And one more thing that we touched in the beginning regarding the fear. Spending now my free time like that, this existential fear, I'm familiar with it. Many times it comes. It's like a reflex in this system, like a fear of annihilation, for example. I don't know why I say it like that.
Yeah.
And the reflex happens, and the reaction that happens, it's very much strong. Not so much strong, but I've seen it many times, so it's kind of, I'm quite familiar with it. And then it changes something in the story, so keeping quiet is a bit more difficult. But I see all of this as playing out as a story somehow. And
but just a second, then you continue. When I say keeping quiet, it is also meaning that you see. If you see that fear is a thought or a passing something in the story of someone, that is keeping quiet. Not necessarily to be in a quiet state. That's what I tried to say. Because if you confuse, that's why people search for so many years. Because you see, when circumstantially one doesn't listen to the mind and takes that quietness for who he is, surely that state will change as soon as he's in the marketplace or in a relationship. And then he will search all the time that better, that more true state, which is quietness. This I want to blow up. It's a concept. So when I say keep quiet, first of all, a split second is very well said, because it's you are wrapped suddenly. You allow it by what is. In the story, it looks you are wrapped one split second. In fact, you have seen what is. That's what I am. In fact. And all the rest is original to every individual, the expression. So, I don't know if I replied to your question. You spoke of fear. Those things in life, in this changing life, is unavoidable. You see, but the thing which is different is suddenly you know you are in fear. It's enough.
Yeah, it's not same as before. There is fear, but there is no story around it. I don't know.
It's a thought and a passing cloud, a habit of the mind to present things like this to you too. But the wish that it will be maybe quietened or it is changing, so I'm in a better, I'm making more progress, that should go. Yeah, maybe you don't have, but I say that should go. Otherwise, you expect to appear in a certain way.
what I'm seeing is that the expression is appearing in a certain way, not that I'm believing in it.
I don't understand anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
The story that you shared about the student and Krishna, I feel at the moment that I'm stuck in the cycle of appearance,
Yeah.
of the manifestation.
And not knowing it, you are in it.
I'm in it, but that's the thing. I can also witness. I can witness it.
No, but there are different things. You are in it.
I am. Yes.
And then maybe then suddenly you look.
Yeah.
You see.
I see.
Yeah. Don't say you are a witness.
Okay.
Otherwise you define yourself.
It's
And
true.
what you are is undefinable. So, continue.
So I see.
Thank you very much.